Good morning, student. Welcome to the biology class. In this video, we are going to start the new lesson, Skin, the jack of all trades. As you know, student, in the previous classes, you have studied about that the skin is the largest sense organ of our body. The skin is the outermost covering of the body and it stretches all over the body and form the many layers. There are so many glands, so many structures derived from the skin, and in this lesson we are detailed study about that the structure of skin, function of the skin, how many layers which are present in the skin, and many functions of the skin. Let us start the video with the first, what is the function of skin? As you know, the skin is the sense organ. The skin is the largest organ in our body. Let us start the function. First, the function of the skin is a protection. As you know that student, the skin is the protecting covering of our body. Means that it is the primary function of the body, protection. It protects the underlying tissue from the mechanical shock, mechanical injury. It's also automatical barrier from the pathogens, means any germs, any bacteria. It prevent to enter in our body. Got it? It also prevent the water loss, means the skin is protect this loss of, means it prevent the loss of water by the evaporation. It also in the skin have present the melanin pigment. This pigment, it protect the body against the ultraviolet light. It is a harmful lights. Got it? The first function of the skin is the protection. Let us again revise. The skin is a protect from the pathogen. It also protect the underlying tissue from the mechanical shock. It also prevent the loss of water by evaporation. The melanin pigment, it also protect the ultraviolet ray. Got it, student? The main function of the skin is a protection. Second function is a sensation. I told you the skin is a largest sense organ. Means it contains the varieties of nerve ending that jump to heat and cold. Means the skin is also serve as a sense organ for touch, pain, pressure and heat and tissue injury. Means it is a very sensitive organ, and this organ is laying all over the body. It is the largest organ in our body. Got it? The next main function of the skin is a heat regulation, means temperature regulation. The skin prevent the loss of heat while constructed the vessels, blood vessels. Means when the cold weather, that time the skin prevent the loss of heat, and in the hot weather it is a loss of heat and maintain the body temperature. Got it, student? How does the skin regulate the body temperature? Next main function is the control of evaporation. I told you the skin also provide the semi-permeable membranes, means it only the sweat, the oil is through outside, means it is excretion. The skin assists the process of excretion, means it eliminate the water, salt, some urea as a sweating. Got it? It also loss of the oil, means it also moist the layer, outermost layer of the skin. Storage in the skin have a underlying the skin have a adipose tissue, and this tissue serve the food in the form of fat, and this fat is the shock absorbing layer. It also prevent the internal organs. Got it? The storage and the water resistance, means also it also most outermost skin layer is epidermis. It help the part of sebaceous gland release the sebaceous liquid, means it is a function of excretion. Sweating, oily, sebum, means the harmful waste also excreted, eliminated throughout the skin. Got it, student? Let us revise the function. Protection, the main function of the skin to protect the harmful bacteria, it also protect the mechanical shock, it also prevent the loss of water by the evaporation, and it is also protect the ultraviolet rays. The skin also serve as a sense organ. The skin also regulate the body temperature. It also prevent the loss of water, storage of the food, and it also main function to shock absorb by the fat tissue, adipose tissue, and it is also excretion. Another main important function is a grips. The skin on the finger, on the palms form a ridges and grooves, and which provide the efficient grips of our fingers while we are writing, we are holding some things. Got it? The seventh function of the skin. Let us see what is the actual structure of the skin. See, in the previous classes you have studied about that the skeletal system, digestive system. In the system there are so many organs. Same, the skin have also integument system. Got it? Means the skin have a principal two main component of the skin. First is the skin proper and derivatives of skin. The skin proper have a two main layer. It also two main layer, epidermis and dermis. In epidermis also have a three layer. First is the cornified, granular, and granular. It is also called granular layer, and third is the germinative. It is also called as the Malpighian layer. And the dermis, it consists of the many blood vessels, nerve fibers, some glands here, follicles. In the derivatives of the skin is the hair, nails, mammary gland, sweat gland, sebaceous gland. These are the derivatives of skin, and all together is a structure of skin. With the help of figure, we will see all the layer and structure. See, this is the structure of skin. The structure is divided into three parts. Outermost is the epidermis. Then below the epidermis have a dermis layer. It is a fat, means there is the numerous adipose tissue. This is the fat storing tissue. One by one we will see. The outermost layer of the skin proper is called as the epidermis. See, epidermis is the thinner layer part of the skin, and these form the stratified epithelial tissue. In the tissue lesson we have studied about that, the types of epithelial, stratified epithelial tissue. And this, some places it is a thin and thick as per the function of our body, like our palm, sole, heels, there the thick and hard layer of the epidermis. Got it? The epidermis also have a three region. It is the outermost region is called as the cornified layer. It is also called as the stratum cornea. Below the cornified layer, this layer is called as the granular layer, and below the granular layer, this layer is called as the germinative layer, Malpighian layer. It contains the pigment, is called as the melanin pigment. One by one we will study each layer. And below, in between the epidermis and the dermis, there is the small papilla. The papilla is consist of the many blood vessels, nerve fibers. Got it? And in the below it is a dermis. In the dermis consist of the sweat gland, blood vessels, nerve fibers, oil gland, sebaceous gland, hair follicles, blood vessels, and below the dermis have a adipose tissue. This is the fat stores tissue. It also prevent the internal body part for absorbing the shock absorbing tissue. Got it? This is the structure of skin. One by one we will detail study about that, the each and every parts of the skin. Let us start first the epidermis. See, epidermis, it is the outermost thin layer, and epidermis show the three region. Outermost is the cornified. One by one we will see. Cornified, it is the flattened, it is a dead cell. dead cell. These cells is made up from the fibrous protein. It is called as the keratin. It is also present in the nail, hair, horn, silk. Got it? This layer is very tough, and this layer is made from the dead cells. Means this layer is always shed off. Means the continuously worn away, and new layers arise from this place. Means replace the layer of the cornified. It is also called as the stratum cornea. It is also called as the stratum cornea. Got it? Cornified layer. It is the outermost layer. It is made from the dead fibrous protein. It's called as the keratin. This cell is continuously worn out and replace the new layer arising. This main function of the cornified layer, it is the outermost layer. So it is also mechanical damage. Means it also resists the mechanical damage. It also prevent the bacterial infection, and it also prevent the loss of water by the evaporation. Got it? The three main function. First is the mechanical. It also prevent the mechanical damage. Second, it also prevent the bacterial infection, and last, it also prevent the loss of water by the process of evaporation. Got it, student? The next layer is the granular layer. Granular layer, it is a thin layer. It consists of the only 2 to 3 layers of the cells. It is also means it is the smallest layer. It is present in between cornified and Malpighian layer, and it is the outermost layer of the cornified. Got it? The next important layer of the epidermis is the Malpighian layer. Malpighian layer is also called as the germinative layer. Germinative layer, and this layer is very important because the layer, due to this layer, the coloration of the skin. Why? Because in this layer is present the pigment. It's called as the melanin pigment. Due to this pigment, our body have a color. Some person is very whitish, some dark color. Means due to this pigment, our body get the color. Got it? And the main function of this layer is the first is the coloration of the skin, and another important main function of this, it also protect the bodies by ultraviolet rays. Got it? The skin is an umbrella like. The pigment of the skin act like an umbrella. It protects the inner part of the body from harmful effect of the ultraviolet rays of the sunlight. Got it, student? Epidermis. See the structure. This part is called as this is the epidermis layer. This outermost is the cornified. It is also called as the stratum cornea. In this part is called as the granular layer, and this part is called as the germinative, otherwise Malpighian layer. And this is in between the dermis and epidermis have a papillae. It consists of the blood vessels and nerve fiber, and this is the dermis layer. In the dermis layer is consist of the many blood vessels, nerve fiber, sensory organ, hair follicles, I told you, and the papilla which contain the blood capillaries and nerve ending, and the main is nerve fibers ending is a sense organ. It's concerned with the sensation of the touch, pain, got it, pressure. The last Malpighian layer, I told you, the Malpighian layer which contain the melanin pigment. Due to this pigment, our body get the coloration of the skin. But in the some abnormal condition, the skin pigmentation, nowadays we are see the many peoples have a suffering from this disease. There are two abnormal condition. First is the leukoderma and albinism. One by one we will see. First the leukoderma. It is also called the vitiligo. Means the skin pigment is lost. Means in the skin have a small otherwise large patches of the different region, white patches of the skin. This condition is called as the leukoderma. Means it is an abnormal condition. It is the abnormally the melanin pigments are secreted in our body. That's why the person have a pigmentation. Got it? The smaller, larger patches on the different region of the body, on the face, on the hands, means any parts of the body have a white patches. This condition is called as the leukoderma. And second is the albinism. Albinism is a complete loss of pigmentation of the skin all over the body. Means all the skin become whitish, including hair also, eyebrows, eyelashes, even iris also. This condition is called as the albinism. Means the person is like a pinkish because underlying the blood capillaries, means there is no melanin pigment. All the bodies are become the whitish. The both couple, means husband and wife, is the albino, will produce all the albino childrens. What it? Because it is the heredity. They are transferred from one generation to the another generation. Got it, student? Today's topic. Today I explain about that the structure of skin, function of skin. There are three main layer of the skin: epidermis, dermis, and the fat store. Dermis, it is the inner thick layer connective tissue. It is also tough and flexible. This is also thick or thin as per the part of our body, and it consists of the sweat gland, hair follicles, hairs, nerves, oil, sebaceous gland, blood vessels, and it is also main function sensation for touch and pain. And below the dermis it is the layer of adipose tissue. This is the fat storing tissue, and the main function of this tissue, it absorb the shock absorber, insulating layer, heat insulating layer of the body. Got it, student? The epidermis have a three layer: cornified, granular, and malpighian. Malpighian have contained the melanin pigment. Due to the abnormal condition of the melanin, the skin pigmentation, there are two abnormal condition. Leukoderma means the patches, the white patches on the skin. Leukoderma, it is also called as the vitiligo, means the white patches on the different region of the body. And albinism means the complete loss of pigmentation. In the next video, I will going to details explanation of the derivatives of the skin. Thank you.